Peace. Good evening. I'd like to welcome everybody back to another edition of the Foul Playland. As always, I am Sir Foul Player of Brooklyn, and I'm actually testing my new phone. I've been lacking on getting a new one, and I always got complaints that my audio sounded shitty when I had my old joint, and I wanted to give it a run before I see what I think. Hope you guys are doing well wherever you are in the world. I am live from the East Coast of the United States of America in the Garden State of New Jersey, although I am from Brooklyn. Wanted to talk about politics, the news, and everything that's going on with this crazy world. I don't know if anybody heard, even though it's not on the topic, this virus that everybody's going crazy over now. Um, that's happening from a cruise ship or some shit. Um, that's happening now. Probably getting us ready for the midterms. Keep your head on a swivel though. I mean, don't make any rash decisions because of what you see in the media. I vividly remember what happened during the last one of these virus scares. I remember things being just as tribalized as they are now, and also remember a lot of dummies mentioning how they weren't going to take a certain shot because they thought it was a Trump vaccine. And then I saw probably 3 weeks later or a month later, a lot of those same dummies browbeating people for not taking the same vaccine. And then it stopped being Trump's vaccine and it became Fauci's vaccine. And it became a ritual for you to take it. So don't be one of these people. And most of all, take care of yourselves, because if taking care of yourself, getting adequate sunlight stops you from having to take some mystery medicine, I mean, you're probably 1,000 times better off doing that rather than taking some sort of unidentified medicine by way of a syringe because you're a tribalized idiot. And that's with anybody. I mean, like, a lot of people, let's say if they were if Trump did come out with a legitimate vaccine right now, and or what he considered a legitimate vaccine, and he was saying that it was the cure all and the preventing mechanism for this new mystery disease that's on this cruise ship, I would do the same sort of browbeating, or the same, I would have the same kind of rancor for a conservative that would say, "Oh, well, I'm going to take it because Trump is saying that it's safe and effective." So uh, don't get tribalized, don't get scared, most of all, and you know, don't be a nasty person that doesn't wash his hands. A lot of my friends make fun of me because I wash my hands at every turn, but for times like these, um, and make sure my audio is working. Don't be a nasty. Oh, perfect. Wanted to talk about what's happening in the Middle East now with the war in Iran. I mean, as time progresses, that war becomes less and less of significance outside of the fact that the prices of gas are high. But a lot of the people that'll talk about the gas price being high, I mean, weren't mentioning it when it came the past president Joe Biden having the gas prices at record highs. And also, even before I get to that too, I find like I'm not even a Trump supporter in that sense of the, but maybe it's because I frequent a lot of so-called minority channels on YouTube, and I love YouTube. But a lot of the circles, I mean, so-called minorities, you're gonna have a high propensity of Trump haters in if you're going by statistically, so-called minorities happen to hate Trump. I'm a so-called minority myself, so I say that with all the candor in the world. But a lot of channels that I listen to, sub to, they'll have open panels like up until the point where like I pull up, and it's not that I'm this big Trump supporter. I mean, I'm just not gonna speak on solely emotions when it comes to politics. And I mean, people that hate Trump are speaking with one emotion, hate. Um, and if you have any sort of contention against, a lot of these channels that I listen to, um, like they'll have open panels, and then all of a sudden they know that I'm of the ilk of, not that I'm defending Trump, but I mean, like, if you're gonna talk about politics and it's gonna be negativity about Trump all the time, I mean, and I'm gonna remind said channels that they weren't doing any sort of negative content regarding politics when it came to the many blunders of the Joe Biden administration. Um, but liberals are, they're just, I mean, like, a lot of people that defend liberals, I'll put it like that, because I'm a liberal myself, but a lot of people that defend liberals are very nasty people. Like, I'll put it outright. I mean, like, they're prone to say like racist stuff, which, I mean, they've said racist stuff to me at many turns regarding my race. I'm Puerto Rican from New York. They'll say they'll want to censor you. I mean, like, I have people that have try to blow up my spots in terms of like my employment, and this channel is like insignificant to the core. I mean, like, for me to get past the 520 subscriber marker is a challenge. Um, and I mean, most of the people that I listen to, I mean, or that may have listened to me, I mean, a lot of the people are probably from like a one-off relationship in terms of knowing me like in real life. And not that I know people that have like try to give me up or blow up my spot as far as on a business level, but I'm telling you that it happens, and it's like these people that are either defenders of liberals or just outright Trump haters. I mean, like, they're real nasty people at times, and a lot of them think that it's some sort of virtuousness because they hate Trump. But I mean, like, if you hate Trump and that's your virtue, or that's your showing of the fact that you have so much virtue, then why go around and wishing people wrong who don't agree with you and think that you're still virtuous? That's, to me, like, crappy. Like, I don't feel like, and I think, and honestly, it's something that you see from a lot of, it's more prone with liberals, like, in which, or liberal defenders, where they're happy to censor you. I mean, a lot of liberals saw that Trump got censored. I saw a very, very, like, when, like, post January 6th, for instance, he was still the president. I mean, he got booted off many of these platforms at the same time. I mean, granted, it's super important for a president to have his voice out into the public. Yet he was kicked off a lot of these social media platforms, and a lot of liberals laughed about it. Like, they celebrated it, and whether you like a politician or not, like, I mean, like, why would you? I didn't see many, like my brother, the boxing scholar, right here, another liberal defender. Unfortunately, another so-called minority liberal defender, which hurts as a fellow so-called minority, quote unquote, myself. It hurts when I see brothers, my black brothers, defending liberals so hard, or dealing politically with emotion. My brother boxing scholar, bro, what's happening? Like, these panels that are open panels normally are now close to me. All of a sudden, they're trying to box your boy Sir Foul Playsky in, and I got that treatment from Marky Dan earlier in the afternoon. These panels are normally open, and now they're venting sessions for anti-Trump talking points, and where they'll just, instead of going into like the details of things, it's just clips and venting sessions for liberal defenders. But it's a shame that they don't allow any sort of contention. Granted, I go on to a lot of these panels and I get censored with nonsense most of the times, like people cutting me off, cutting my wisdom off if I'm speaking. But now it hurts me to see that they don't even let you pull up anymore, man. Like, and that's how liberals get down though. Like I already know, or I'm very acclimated to liberals being racist at times. Not to say that you or Marky down are racist to me, because you guys haven't been. But other people that we know have been racist towards me, and um, several panels are like censoring, like liberals do, and it's all when you don't subscribe to hating on a politician or talking about solely hating on a politician. That's how liberal defenders do. But I already know the game. I mean, and it's part of the reason I wanted to test my phone out and talk politics this evening. But I wonder how you could show these comments. Oh, pin message. Yeah, but he said it's over for Trump. Let it go. I don't think it's over for Trump one iota, my brother. These gas prices, if they start going down prior to the midterms, um, I think it's all Gucci for a Trump administration. I mean, honestly, like with the ending of a lot of the gerrymandering that's happened in the past through litigation, like we've seen in the news lately, a lot of these districts and areas that were allowed to vote strictly on race, um, if that's to be undone, I mean, the liberals are swimming up Shit's Creek. They're gonna have a hard time. I mean, and I am of the notion, or I subscribe to the notion that, I mean, because I have eyes and logic, that liberals have a hard time winning elections if they're not cheating. See the 2020 election and how Joe Biden um, supposedly won that election, received the most votes of all time. Um, when Joe Biden was before that election a corpse, and during his presidency in a coma. But do it that way you will. But let me talk about the war in Iran again. As time progresses, and I'm anti-war through and through, but as time progresses, that war is less and less significant. I mean, we started out early on. There were some U.S. soldiers that were killed. I would think they numbered 13 U.S. soldiers that were killed. And that was, again, early on in the process. But since then, the American public and the world haven't had to see headlines of, you know, American soldiers getting killed, to be blunt. They're just seeing the fact that, yeah, the prices of gas have gone up, still less than the Joe Biden levels. And nevertheless, like Iran really can't make a move. There are reports that, I mean, I'm taking that they're true because I've heard it from multiple places that Iran's capabilities of storing oil and drilling for oil dwindle as time progresses. Because from what I've heard or learned is that the oil digging and storing capabilities have to be something that you do at a constant. Like where if you stop it, the damage that you do from stopping the flow like messes up your capability to store and drill and dig for oil. And that Iran, whose principal export uh, is oil, aren't able to do any of that stuff. Like they're like chock full of oil right now, and that if they don't come to some sort of resolution where they could sell the oil that they have or get rid of the oil that they have, that their capability to make oil or make gas in the future is going to be lost probably forever, or it's going to take 20 years to rebuild or some crazy number. But right now, I mean, like it can't be debated. Like the U.S. Navy is blocking the Strait of Hormuz. I mean, and a lot of the damage that the Iran is bringing. Hold on for 1 second. And that a lot of their capability to dig for oil in the future or extract oil and store oil, if they don't get rid of what they currently have, that it's going to be lost for good. And right now, like as it stands, nobody is really aware as to who runs Iran. The only thing you know about Iran in terms of their leadership are that a lot of their leadership got killed. If you know anybody from Iran, from their leadership class, it's people that were once with us and that are now dead. If you know their names, especially, that's what I mean. But right now, there's probably, and this is again my theory, because, and my theory, I think, is a lot more succinct or logical than what you're seeing from CNN and from the mainstream media and from a lot of these Trump hating political commentators, whether on YouTube, regular cats, or on the fake mainstream media. But right now, in Iran, they probably don't know who's running things right now. I mean, we're negotiating with people in Iran, but there's probably several factions like that are probably trying to take over what's what's remaining, like what's left. Probably trying to be the faction that continue running things into the future. There's probably people that we're negotiating with that want to end the war, and there's probably people that within Iran are getting at those same people that want to end the war, that are probably being instructed by Western nations, even I would even say by nations in the Middle East, that are probably being told, to keep the war going. So the main thing we know right now is that nobody, including the U.S., may not know who's in charge in Iran right now. But what we do know is that America has Iran in terms of the Strait of Hormuz, their moneymaker. The U.S. has that shit locked down. I mean, what are they hitting of the U.S.? I mean, like, are they killing our soldiers? No. I mean, like, people will point, like, my brother Marky Dan mentioned the fact or showed some CNN clips, which I mean, who believes CNN in 2026? But mentioning CNN clips in which they're showing U.S. bases that were struck by Iran, but then also saying that no casualties were in that base and that the bases were like unused at that time. So why would Iran even bother hitting a base that's unused? Like it's basically like just trying to front, like maybe trying to give a little bit of red meat to damn, probably trying to give a headline to maybe their own base, or I mean, more importantly, like to the people of America that would like nothing more than like for a negative Trump story. Let me stand my phone up. Pardon me, folks. The other day I was actually on a channel called Defiant Brandon, and I've actually seen that channel elsewhere, like uh in a like one of these like urban media type things. Like he actually got into a into like a physical confrontation in a urban media thing. It might have been on that No Jumper show, but I don't watch any of these shows. Um, but somebody on that show um, actually recognized some of the artwork that I had in the background, so I was very proud. And it was actually the bro Noxa DOD, and he actually mentioned that in the comments. Salute, bro. You still backing that crook? Um, by backing, I don't know what you mean. Um, but am I outright hating on Trump and solely guiding my political choices on hate of Trump? I'm still doing that. I mean, I think that like I mean, and I like got a lot of love for you, Bruce, and I respect you. But I think that, and I'm not like knocking you for it or saying that you're a bad person, but I think you may hate Trump. I'm pretty sure you hate Trump. And that's okay. I mean, like how you got there, like I mean, many people are there too that hate Trump. But I try to look at things from a 40,000 foot perspective. And I actually think that a lot of these things that Trump is doing, are actually really good, including the way how the war has played out, the Iran confrontation. You like paying 450 a gallon? Of course not, my brother. I hate wasting any sort of money, but remember that the gas prices were at record highs under the Biden administration. And of course, like the people that hate Trump are going to make some sort of arbitrary excuse as to why gas prices were really high under the Biden administration. But Trump is far from that mark in terms of what I was paying under the Biden administration. And should this conflict in Iran get resolved, you're gonna have, the not only the gas markets of Iran re-entering and everything that runs through the Strait of Hormuz suddenly and all at once re-entering into the markets of the world, including the U.S. market. Who knows? I mean, like we may end up buying gas from Russia. I mean, and a lot of people would probably give Trump or the Trump administration shit for buying Russian gas. I mean, I'd be 100% for it. Like, the like I mean, we're supposed to have anonymity with China. I mean, I know Trump does. If Trump, I think as a politician that Trump would 100% buy gas from China. And would I judge him harshly on that? Absolutely not. I mean, like, I just want my gas prices to go down. Um, but no, I hate paying expensive for gas. In fact, I got to fill up the gas tomorrow, and I have a pickup truck, so it doubly sucks. And plus, with 1,000 other bills that I have in this house, I definitely don't want to give my money to the gas companies. He said, not far. I'm sure you're alluding to the price of gas like being close to what it was at record highs under the Biden administration. But also too, which again, I mean, like the threat of Iran, like and their nuclear capabilities, were always something that were brought up. You know, as far as one of the potential countries that could launch a nuke. And most countries wouldn't launch a nuke, like Russia against Ukraine, for instance, or Russia even against the U.S. just on for like to achieve a militaristic goal. Let's say China wouldn't launch a nuke towards Taiwan, like to achieve a militaristic goal. At least you don't think so. But when you have like religious heretics, like the people that run Iran, with a nuclear weapon or the potential for a nuclear weapon, then that's a different story. And I hear a lot of people like morons. A lot of the panelists that I heard on my brother Marky Dan's panel today, and I wish I knew Marky Dan's actual channel name so I could give it a shout out. But they were saying, kind of alluding to the fact that Iran would, it would behoove Iran to arm itself in a nuclear sense or to try to acquire a nuclear weapon to keep America at bay. Meanwhile, these same people live in America. So, I mean, if Iran were to launch a nuke, they would probably be throwing it in the direction of America. And I mean, like I mean, or they'll like, that like they're kind of like getting a hard on when they're mentioning targets that Iran was hitting in terms of these empty U.S. military bases. Um, but again, I mean, like not that I'm a gun ho, eagle like American type dude, like but I live in America. I mean, like Europe could do what the hell they do. I mean, like, I don't root for all Western nations. I think a lot of like Canada is a Western nation that's stupid. All of Europe, for the most part, as Western nations, I mean, like, they're stupid. But I live in America. I mean, so that gives me all the impetus to root for America. And I think that Trump as a politician is like no politician I've ever seen in my life. Do I rock with every decision that he's made? No, but I do give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm not a black pilled conservative. I'm not even a conservative all the way like that. I just hate communists. I'm also very opposed to how quote unquote liberals behave in today's standards, where they try to censor people, where they try to get at anybody who doesn't agree with them. Like the liberals are a mob. Ultimately, they'll use any sort of apparatus, including Muslim fanatics. I mean, like and I'm not opposed to Muslims like one bit. But do I want a bunch of people from Muslim countries entering into America because ICE bad? Absolutely not. And that goes to, but not limited to, a lot of the Somalians that are in America. These people are like, power tripping on the fact that they're Somalian and, they're very, heretic about their belief, which, I mean, whatever. But go do that in your country. I mean, if you're so opposed to how Americans are and like, you want a Muslim world, like then go make a Muslim world in Somalia. I don't want you here. I don't want. I honestly, I don't want anybody else in America. I think we should be getting people out far more than we should be getting people to try to come in. Like I don't like. Do we have a lack of? Does any nation like have a lack of immigrant problem? Like, are there nations right now that like? I mean, as any sort of problems that they're facing, like that you could think that are solved by trying to bring more immigrants into that nation. I mean, somebody will give you some far off statistic and like polls as to how, or some sort of fake graph as to like how immigrants help a nation by doing such and such. But I don't see any sort of problems that any sort of nation is having right now that will get solved by mass numbers of immigrants entering into these countries. I mean, call me a bigot if you want. I mean, I'm more Puerto Rican than most Puerto Ricans, but I'm not stupid. I mean, like, I've actually lived in New York City my whole life, and I saw waves of mass migration into my neighborhood, Sunset Park, Brooklyn, and it never helped. I mean, it was something that you tolerated, it was something that you would get used to, it was something that you endured, but tolerating, getting used to, and enduring things are no way to live your life. I mean, like, if I were to move into your house and say, "Well, you got to endure me," like, I mean, I may be the sweetest guy in the world, but it's a gamble. And plus, I mean, like, would you want any sort of dude living in your house, even as good looking as me? Not a chance. I mean, like, most people want to be left alone. I mean, but liberals will see the folly or endure the folly of like their shitty policies, and they won't say squat about it. I mean, like take like my brother Bruce Gas brought up the price of gas. Let me pin that comment. Replace pin message. Um, but when it comes time to talk about things that were causing the prices of gas to go up under the Biden administration, I mean, like they'll just tend not to look at it. I mean, and what was causing the prices of everything to go up under the Biden administration? It directly correlated with their policy of mass migration. I mean, like, why the prices of rents were going up, why the prices of groceries going up, why the prices of health insurance going up. But to tell a liberal, listen, it's going up because of that. I mean, or they don't even want to go into that. They'll more try to gaslight you into like how it's something else, and it'll usually end that oh well, Republicans or conservatives are did this, so that's why you're enduring that. Even under Biden administration, they were doing that many times, and I mean I should have known. I mean like when when during the Obama administration, I mean everything bad in the world, nothing had to do with Obama. I mean, and again, I was somebody that rooted for Obama. I wanted Obama to win. I was very um, woke before there was the word woke. Um, I thought that the so-called minorities were done wrong by America, and it's true in many ways. But at the end of the day, I mean, like a lot of that talk is basically honing in on um, white people bad, at it constantly, and I mean, like, what the hell is it doing for me? And I was somebody who spoke that way myself. Let me see if I can flip this around. Oh no, that's the wrong way. Operation is locked. Rotate. I wonder why like they don't let you like rotate the camera like um sideways like when you start a video in this fashion. Again, I'm getting used to. I haven't had a front facing camera on my phone for at least a couple years. I mean, I had the same crappy 4G phone for years, and this is my first foray into, I mean, a new phone and a 5G phone. I was against 5G through and through. Um, but again, I mean, I'm really um in terms of liberals or like honestly, and it's not even because I'm a defender of Trump, but people that are constantly Trump, 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 anti-Trump, anti-Trump all the time. I mean, my tolerance for them is like so thin. I don't even want to like explaining stuff to people like that anymore, or like to think that we're having conversations in good faith. Like a lot of people that are just anti-Trump all the time are retarded. Like I mean, like at the end of or just dealing. I mean, from emotion only, and I mean like I can't like talk to most people like that only deal with emotion. I was gonna say women or some shit, but it's not the case. Um I mean but again and two, I mean when you're personally enduring things in terms of money making opportunities that are compromised because of emotional people, um based on the fact that you're not like a Trump hater outright and people like anticipate that you should be a Trump hater. Yeah, I mean, in my case, because of my race or the fact that I'm from the hood, you know, people are prone to like, try to like screw you up in real life because of things like that. And like, I mean, like, am I supposed to, take that in good faith? Like, oh, well, maybe they'll understand someday. Like, no, I mean, like, these people cheer on the fact that, like Charlie Kirk was assassinated. People cheer on the fact that Trump was shot at or attempted assassination many times. So I mean, like, what you think they'll have like any sort of like patience like for you or for me? Like, I'm not saying like that liberals or people that are on an outright I hate Trump at all times. Like, not saying that they're terrible people, but I'm saying like like personally, I've tried to at times be reasonable and explain like or try to explain stuff like that, but it's we're dealing in very weird times, and like when somebody is um basing their whole logic and reasoning and political perspectives behind hating one person. I mean, not much you could do with that. I mean, it's like sad to say. I mean, I still have love for a lot of people that hate Trump. And again, I'm not somebody that loves Trump necessarily. I mean, I hate the relationship that he has at times with certain other country in the Middle Eastern region. If like, I don't want to get the channel kibosh. But again, I mean, like one thing too that I have said in the past, recently, is that if it weren't for Trump, you know, people wouldn't have conversations about that country that he has a cozy relationship in the Middle East. And I think sometimes, or if it weren't for Trump, people wouldn't talk about Epstein. I mean, like Epstein had a documentary about him on Netflix, and I remember seeing it during the COVID era. I think that with people's skills of detection or detective skills, that people would have been trying to look up every person that was involved with Epstein, which they do know. I mean, it's not like this is hidden information, and then make life a living hell for those people that do have Epstein association. Which I mean, newsflash, it's mostly Democrats that had an association with Epstein. I mean, Epstein hated Trump. But no, I mean, people weren't talking about Epstein throughout the whole Biden administration, I recall. Um, but once Trump's name got associated with Epstein, I mean, it's the only time people talked about him, which to me is a good thing. I mean, I'd rather people talk about Epstein than not talk about Epstein. I'd rather people know that there are people in this world who are purveyors of children, and there's people in this world who are customers of people that are purveyors of children. So I mean, I've known that that was a problem. um I think other people maybe don't take that problem as seriously, but if a politician who I'm rooting for is the reason as to why people talk about child traffickers, I mean, so be it. I mean, I rather again we talk about it than not talk about it. But going back to my other point, like I mean, Trump is the damn that light's bothering me. I don't know why it keeps doing that. Trump is the sole reason probably why um going back to the other country that shall not be named, why people are now all of a sudden speaking on that country and how much um undue political power that they have in America and throughout the world. But again, I mean, like, good that we talk about these things. If the reason that that the Strait of Hormuz exists and how, like, insert any country, but in this case, Iran, I mean, because Iran's not the only country that borders the Strait of Hormuz. But if all the energy flow goes through that one little strait, and the fact that one of these radicalized Muslim countries is able to shut down traffic in that strait, then it should probably bear the conversation that we should probably be able to dig for oil in America where we don't have to go through the Strait of Hormuz. You know, it also puts emphasis on countries like Canada and like all of Europe who have gone into a global green lunatic policy of shunning the world of gas, um, limiting themselves from digging for oil, or like, shitting on America for entering into the policy that Trump wants to enter into, which is a drill baby drill policy. I mean, and right now, I mean, on the surface, for the morons that don't understand simple logic, but Trump's policy, drill baby drill, right now, everybody will take a victory lap that hates Trump because gas price high. So if we drill baby drill and we get, I mean, that's drill baby drill in America, and we are able to dig gas from America and get gas from America, then gas price high elsewhere wouldn't affect America, who is drill baby drilling. I mean, these things are very simple, and like that's another talent that I think Trump has. I mean, as sick as I am at times hearing a lot of the same things over and over from Trump, but they're very simple messages that any layman, or slogans at times like "drill baby drill" or fake news, that people know that they've heard it before from Trump, and at times it may make sense in a future instance, like fake news. I mean, a lot of people aren't privy to the fact that the news is fake, but you were being told safe and effective throughout the lockdown era, post lockdown era, and then come to find out it's not safe and effective as far as the jab. So I mean, whether you hate Trump or not, I mean, whether you agree with him or not, I mean, and you may or may not agree that the news is fake, but you know, when the truth hits you in the face, it's up to you, like whether you want to deny it or not. And I mean, I don't even know what my other topics were. Shit, but the midterm elections. I mean, like I'll touch on that. I've touched on that in a few times. Like a lot of people think that Trump is cooked come the midterm elections, but again, I mean, like once you get things ungerrymandered, I mean, like which things have been gerrymandered solely for Democrats. I mean, if you guys don't know how politics in America play out, I mean, I'll tell you in 2 seconds. Normally, politics in America are that liberals, Democrats, they'll all vote in one mob and they all agree with each other at a constant. They're all about power, 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 power. Conservatives or Republicans are all about saying, like, to liberals, oh, well, that's wrong and we wouldn't do that. Like, but, we'll let you get away with it this time, but you shouldn't do that in the future. And, liberals are so wrong for doing this bad thing that they use to get power on us in the next election. Then the next election comes around, like, oh wow, we can't believe that liberals stoop so low to take power from us by doing this thing that we're broadcasting at a constant, threatening that they're gonna do. And so conservatives and Republicans are only good to say, well, we're above that, or to say, oh, well, we've been fooled this time by liberals, like, and Trump is not that kind of a politician. I mean, like, and not that all conservatives toe the line when it comes to Trump. I mean, they're doing it more this administration, but Trump lets a lot of things play out to see what's what. And when it comes time to strike, um, especially this administration, he's been very effective at, like, pushing people out that aren't effective, or pushing people out that betray his agenda outright. But in terms of the midterm elections and like the gerrymandering that's happened in the past, I mean, it's only gone to the benefit of liberals, and now things are getting ungerrymandered. In addition to that, Trump's principal focus has been on pushing the Save Act, which would require for you to show proof of American citizenship in order to vote. And that's something that's very popular, even with Democrats. The only people that are against it are um, Democrat politicians, whether that be in the Senate and Congress. You know, they're the only ones that are opposing proof of citizenship to vote. Where that will end up come midterm times, I'm pretty sure that Trump's going to push for some sort of real stringent, a lot more requisites or requirements to show proof of citizenship than they have been in the past. And I'm pretty sure that Trump's going to make it a lot harder in order to cheat in the elections, which our elections in America have been prone to cheating. See 2020 and how Joe Biden received the most votes of any presidential election of all time. And again, I mean, most people didn't vote by mail to give Joe Biden this sweeping landslide. And I mean, most people hated Joe Biden as a politician. Um, and I do recall being out and about on election day in 2020, and there weren't that many people lined up at the polls either. I mean, like, to have a record breaking amount of votes received, like Joe Biden did that election. But whatever mechanism the Trump administration will put in place would highly benefit conservatives, because if liberals can't, the only way liberals will win elections is to cheat and by ungerrymandering things, like, which have only benefited liberals, and by placing any sort of roadblocks to non-citizens being able to vote. That's going to change things drastically in favor of the Republicans come midterm time. And again, I mean, in spite of the fact that Republicans are, when it comes to winning elections, mostly good at shooting themselves in the foot when it comes to this, elections in general. And in terms of the midterms, things that could probably help Trump in a big way is getting this war in Iran resolved. It's a Strait of Hormuz is open come midterm times. Um, then Trump has a lot better chances of winning than he does at this current juncture. But I mean, besides being anti-Trump, like, what do the liberals have to offer in order to get, massive amounts of people to hit the polls come election time? I mean, I'm attending college as we speak, and in granted, I go to college in what's kind of a liberal state, New Jersey. Um, Not that much anti-Trump rhetoric happening amongst the student population, and a lot of the student population of the school I attend are so-called minorities, but you're still, like, not getting a lot of out and out, like, just Trump rhetoric from even that population. Yeah, but as far as, having my ear to the streets, if you will, um, you're getting far less Trump rhetoric in the face of, a war in Iran, in the face of war in general. What would happen should that war suddenly end and the gas prices go down due to an overabundance of countries that are sending their gas through the Strait of Hormuz? that are not able to send it now being able to send it in one fell swoop. Now, Europe may not want to buy like a lot of this gas because Europe is too dignified to use fossil fuels any longer, and um, want to really lean into pushing a, global green agenda at that time. But Trump's not about that one bit. Trump's more in the line of drill, baby, drill. You have gas to sell to us, I mean, we'll buy it. You have gas to drill in America, we'll drill it. Um, so I mean, you could see a world in which gas prices hit $2. Prior to the midterms, who knows? And that would be a really good thing for Trump administration. Am I saying that's going to happen? No, but I mean that's just a theory that could play out. I mean, you know, during the early portion of the Trump administration, even in this iteration, you saw prices that were around the $2 threshold for gas. We could get it right back down to that, and people won't relish or hone in on the fact that the prices of gas went up for a few months during the. I mean, what we're 6 weeks into a war with Iran, or 60 days into a war with Iran. If the gas prices plummet, I mean, I think people would remember that far more leading into these midterms for Trump. With that, I hope you guys have a wonderful evening. I gotta look for my charger. Glad my phone worked. Thank you to the people that commented on my channel. Appreciate it a lot. If you by some miracle found that my channel this evening, help me grow. YouTube hates me. Um, a lot of the Trump haters that subscribe to my channel also hate me. I still want them to watch, and I'm gonna hold open panels like I frequently do. I just don't want to pay StreamYard for the benefit of doing that. But maybe next time I come on, I'll do an open panel again. With that, I hope you guys have a wonderful evening. I'm out. Peace. Do you find